Treasury has warned against a mass hysteric response to the latest bank currency manipulation scandal. 17 local and international banks are facing fines of up to 10% of their turnover after the Competition Commission decided to prosecute them for colluding to fix prices and allocate markets while trading foreign currency from 2007. Treasury has called the collusive activity unbridled greed and has for it to be punished and brought to an end. But Treasury Deputy Director General Ismail Momoniat has cautioned against mass hysteria around the scandal.
And your point about it being faceless is an important one. When the case comes to the tribunal and banks have to present a case, we want to know who are the individuals, okay? And there must be consequences, firstly, for the individuals who have transgressed. Then, of course, you look at the bigger issue. Why didn't the bank know? Should it have known, okay? Why weren't steps taken earlier? Now, if it's the case that most of this happened before 2009, 2010, it was, as I said, a different era, okay? Did it continue to happen after 2010 or after 2013 or 2014 when the SAB did improve the system? Obviously, if it happened beyond that, it means our systems are not good enough from the regulatory side, and we've got to improve it. It may mean that the bank systems are not good enough, and they need to improve it. And I think it's important that just as we say we want to put faces to it, let's also not blame all the banks. There's many South African banks that have not been charged. It's only 3. Most of the banks that are here are international. 14 banks.
We've seen some angry reaction to this by both political bodies and those that are not political. Of course, we stand the risk of marches now being put forward or on the agenda for the Reserve Bank. What do you think about that?
What you don't want is a mob approach to anything. Just like when you have a murder, you want to make sure that there's a due process. Let's look at the due process, because let the facts come out and let us act on the basis of facts. Let's not jump to conclusions about, has the system of regulation failed? As I said, this may apply to a very old system of regulation, which has actually long been dispensed with, okay? And certainly when Twin Peaks comes, it will be totally dispensed with. There will be a completely new system. But even in this period, we've incrementally improved things. So let's get facts to see who's responsible and where the failures were.